All right, welcome back to High Frontier for All. This is Game 6, Part 4, and we are in the 33rd year. Like I said before, we already moved that cube over there, so it's sitting on year 33, and we do not have a rocket right now, and we are attempting to build a new one. We have a bunch of stuff already in Leo, which is great. We have a couple of cards in our hand here. We have a refinery that needs this generator, which is fine. But what we want to do is we want to get another Robonaut because we already sold our Robonaut, our other Robonaut. We could use this Robonaut if for a factory if and only if we have an X reactor. So this Robonaut right now is kind of worthless to us. But we sold a card last hand. I think that was the other Robonaut. So we are going to pick up this Robonaut here because it has two different supports. One is a generator, and this type of generator here, I believe that's a pulse generator. So we have that already in Leo. Requires 1 therm of cooling, and we already have two therms there in that reactor. So I'm going to take the support cards for this, which is 3 cards, and it's going to cost me 3 aqua. So here's the generator. This generator needs this type of reactor, and we have that kind of reactor here because our thruster needs it as well. So that kind of reactor is good for that generator, and it needs 2 cooling therms. I already have 2 cooling therms there. And I'm going to go ahead and take the radiator, and the radiator is either a 1 therm radiator with 2 mass or a 2 therm with 4 mass. But I think I'm going to go with the one this side with the 1 therm because this Robonaut needs 1 therm, so I could basically decommission that because I'm going to need that for the factory. So I could take this along with me as well, and that way I have the support for it. So I'm going to take all 3 of these cards. I'm going to put those into my hand, and I'm going to pay 3 aqua for that, and that's going to do it for that year because I'm not going to I'm not going to go in a rocket yet. All this is on Leo, which is saved from a CME roll. Now, what I don't want to do is roll a pad explosion and have to dump one of these cards. But if I do, I could dump. I could dump the. Let's see. What would I dump? I don't. Obviously, I'm not going to dump my brand new Robonaut. That's great. I like that. The radiator. I suppose, dump that and just decommission that radiator. But if I did that, then I would lose this generator. I would lose the 2 cooling therms for that generator, and the reactor, which I need for my thruster. I need 1 cooling therm. So I'm going to have to take this other one with me for sure. So, I don't really want to roll a 4. Anything but a 4. All right, a 2 is inspiration. There goes this thruster that I was thinking about getting, but that's okay. Don't really need it. That's a 1 mass thruster with a 3 and a 1. I think I have a pretty good thruster right now. This Robonaut is a 2 ray gun. That's worse than my 1 ray gun. It does have a lower mass, but I really like the 1 ray gun, so I'm going to keep that. Here's a generator, which is a -2 thrust. I don't really like that idea much. Here's a reactor. It's a bomb reactor. Is this Robonaut here, this buggy? No, it needs an X reactor. So this bomb reactor is not really going to do me much good. Okay, back onto the refinery. A 3 and a 3. which is worse than the refinery that I have, and the cooling, which is a 5-mass 7-rad hard, 3-therm, or a 4-mass 7-rad hard, and I don't need that one. Okay, so that was the event. Sorry, I didn't move this. That was the event, and now we are going to do an operation. All these cards are in my hand. I only have one at Leo, and this is a mass 2, so it's going to cost me 2 to get up there. If I take out this radiator, then this generator is going to be no use to me. The issue here, though, is that this thruster needs this reactor, and it needs 1 therm. So I really need to. This generator is going to be decommissioned if I use this for a factory, and I really don't want to use that guy for a factory. So I want to use this one for a factory, but I don't have an X reactor. So that's a problem. That is a problem. Probably shouldn't have got rid of the X reactor. I could take this other Robonaut, though. I could take that and replace it with the buggy and basically sell the buggy and take that. So anyway, let's say I do that and I replace this buggy with this Robonaut to build the factory. Then this guy here I could sell that later on. This one I'm going to need to push up for 2. This radiator I could take along, and that would be my 1 therm radiator for the Robonaut. I'm definitely going to take this generator because it's a 0 mass. And it requires this reactor and 2 therms of cooling. So that's going to be fine. So it's really 2, 4, and I'm going to need to push up this refinery for the factory. So that's going to be 7. So I need 7 aqua ultimately, plus the fuel in order to get there. So yeah, I'm going to be getting cards quite a bit. So anyway, it's going to be one of those times where I'm going to be going through and just getting a whole bunch of aqua. I do have a C site, as I said before, a C factory. None of these cards right here are a C. In my hand, none of the cards in my hand are a C. So it's not like I can pay to get that thing back and to sell it. So maybe I should focus on getting a C card and then selling it. Basically doing that. What was it called? It was some kind of movement. It's not a cargo transfer, but it's an ET. It's an ET. It's I-9. I remember that. It's I-9. I-9 is delivery operation, right? So it's twice the number of heliocentric zones between them, which is 1 times 2 plus 1 because the site is 7 or greater. So it cost me 3 aqua to bring it back, and then I'd be able to sell it for 5. I'm sorry, for 8. So I would net 5 out of it, which is over 2 turns is 2.5 per turn. And that's better than what I can do just selling cards. So taking more cards one turn and selling them the other. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and sell this Robonaut for 3 aqua. So that's going to get me 4 here. The other issue, though, is that there's no C cards out here right now. So I can't ET produce anything even if I took it. So that'll do that. And then next year, we'll move over there And in order to take more cards, I only have, well, I have 4 cards in my hand, so I can't take any. And I don't want to sell any of these. So I'm going to go ahead and boost, I guess, these 3 cards here. And I'll just leave the refinery in my hand. So this will be 2 plus 2 mass is equal to 4. So all these guys now are in Leo, and that cost me 4 to boost. So I only have 1 card in my hand, and that's the end of that year. And we're going to go here, and we're going to roll the die and see what happens. And that's a 6, which means it's anarchy. And anarchy means that I don't get my faction privilege, but that's okay because faction privileges are worthless to me because it was already used at the very beginning of the game when I got 6 free aqua for being the Secretary General. And I don't need to do any felonies. So, yeah. So anyway, that was a good roll. It did nothing. So now I want to take cards because I want to get more. I want to get aqua because I need 3 to boost this one up, and then I need fuel. So yeah. So anyway, that's where we're at. I'm going to buy. Well, wait a minute. I can't take any cards because I don't have any aqua. Wow. Oh, delivery operator. I can't move. Can I decommission fuel from a factory into, let me see. I don't think so. I don't think that's a thing. I don't think that's a thing. You can decommission cards from your hand. Internal tankage. Fuel can be on your stack. No, that's not what I'm looking for. You can jettison fuel. That's not what I'm looking for because I don't even have a rocket. You can do a dry mass cargo into your rocket. Yeah, no, I can't. There's no way I can get fuel from there in that factory over to me unless I bring it back into Leo with a spacecraft. So, yeah, that's this is quite interesting because I can't actually take any cards because I don't have any cash, and I don't necessarily want to sell. Although I guess I could sell this refinery, but if I sold it and took this refinery, then I would need to ditch the reactor, which I need for my thruster, and that's not good. I'd rather ditch this generator here. Which needs 2 cooling therms. Well, wow! Because when I do the factory build, I'm going to need to decommission all the supports. So if I decommission that, then it's going to decom that. Well, that's not so great. I guess I could take. I can't take any cards. I got to pay 1 for each card. But this generator doesn't require any supports. And it says this stack is immune. Wow, is immune to parachutes. Oh, wait, cannot be used during industrialization. So if the refinery required an e-generator, I couldn't use this in order to do the industrialization. Huh. But if I got this and this reactor, then I would be able to do the refinery and actually get rid of this guy. And I would rather do that than this one because this one gives a +4. This one only gives a +2. So I like that idea. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and sell this refinery. So now I don't have a refiner anymore. But that got me 3. So next time I'm going to be able to take some cards. Okay, that is the end of that third sunspot cycle, which means that we're going into year 37, and we only have 12 more years to go, and I don't think I'm going to make it to 40 points. I don't even know if I'm going to make it to series at this juncture. So we'll see, though. But anyway, there was no event there, so I'm going to go ahead and take. I got 3. I can take this generator for 1, or I can take that refinery along with the reactor for 2, because that's the support, and hope for no inspiration so that I can get. Wait, I don't even need this generator anymore, do I? No. I think if I take this refinery with this reactor, I'm good to go. All right. I'm going to take this refinery and take the support along with it, the bomb reactor, and I'm going to put those in my hand. That cost me 2 aqua. Still, no C's out there in order for me to ET produce, unfortunately. Boy, this is going to be slow go. Because I don't want to get rid of either of these cards. All right. Well, on to the next year, and we're going to roll the die and see what the event is. And that's a 1, which is inspiration. So that means take off down here. Here's a C card right here. That thruster is really good. It doesn't have any rad hardness, but it needs an X reactor, which I don't have. This is a 2-ray gun. I don't really want it to have that. This refinery is not worth much to me. I already did this generator. Did I already do this generator? Let's see. Yeah, I didn't want that one. All right, this reactor is kind of worthless to me. And I don't really need any more radiators, that's for sure. Yep. All right. So I have 2 cards in my hand. What I could do to maybe speed up, because I mean, look, this is going to take a long time to get a bunch of aqua here if I'm doing one a turn. I got to fuel up my rocket, but I also got to boost these guys for 4, so I need 4 aqua plus fuel. So that would take so many turns. I just don't see that happening. So what I'm going to do is, since there is a C card out there, I'm going to go ahead and take that card for the 1 aqua that I have. And that'll be the end of that turn. Now what I'm going to do on this turn is I'm going to ET produce this card and turn it into this type of generator. And it's going to be on an outpost at my factory. And that is an operation, which leads me to the next year already. And rolling is a 2. That's inspiration once again. So we're going to take all these cards here. See if we can get any C cards. Nope, that's a D. That's an H. That's a C radiator. And that's an M refinery. None of these are really exciting for me to take into my ship. I've already got plenty of cards for that. All right, next thing we're going to do is we're going to do a factory on-site refill. And that gives me 7 aqua. And you're saying, why are you doing a refill out there? Well, because I'm going to do, next turn, I'm going to do an operation in order to bring that card back so that I can sell it. You see? So that's the reason why I'm doing it, because the next operation, I'll be able to do a delivery operation. And it says if you have a stack at a factory that contains both a black side card and the FTs and the fuel tanks, which I have, then I'll be able to do it. And it cost me 3 of those fuel tanks in order to bring that card back. So that was my operation for this turn, was to ET produce that card. I'm sorry, was to do the factory refill. And I did the factory refill. And next turn is there, no event. And I'm going to do the delivery option. And it's going to cost me 3. 1 times 2 plus 1. And these fuel tanks stay at the outpost. And this card comes into, actually it doesn't go to your hand. It goes to Leo. So it gets boosted right away into Leo. And then one of the operations is actually to sell it. It says right here, selling black side card from Leo stack. Decommission a black side card located in your bank, which is at Leo, into your hand. Receive aquas equal to the factory stock price on the exploitation track for that card's spectral type. There you go. So, decommission a black side card into your hands. This actually is going to go into my hand, back into my hand, and I'm going to be able to, I could ET produce it again, I suppose, over and over and over if I wanted to. So that's an interesting thought. I can keep on doing that. I don't know if that's an exploit or, not sure. But interesting. All right, so I'm going to decommission this black side card into my hand. And it says, though, cards in your hand are not considered white or black side. It says you have ET produced, this is an example, you've ET produced a black side card on spectral type C. Well, that's exactly what we did. You can move it to Leo and sell it to your hand for 4 to 8 aquas. Or you can decommission it and sell it from your hand for 3 aquas. Since spectral type C is currently at value 8, you choose to move it and sell it at Leo. So, selling a card hand, return a card from your hand, selling black side card from Leo stack, decommission a black side card in your bank to your hand. And this one says you choose to move it and sell it at Leo. So I am not going to decommission this and put it at the bottom of the stack. I'm going to sell this black side card to your hand. So I'm a little concerned that it says cards in your hand are not considered white or black side. And you can only sell a black card from the Leo stack, and you can't have any black side cards in your hand. So I'm just going to turn it over to the white side here, and I'm going to get 8 aqua for that, which is fantastic. I need every single bit of that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 aqua. And that was a really lucrative thing that I just did right there and got me a whole bunch of aqua. All right, I guess it's the next turn already. We are running out of turns to get anywhere at this point. We need to get a move on. It's an event. 3 is a glitch. I'm at Leo. with a crew, so no glitch occurs because I have a human. So now I am wondering, this is what I have to do. This generator is not going to come along with us. Makes no sense to bring it. I have to boost up 4, and I want to get out to series. So if I boost this up to 4, it is going to be a 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11 mass rocket, and I'm going to have to do some burns, and each burn is going to cost me 3 fuel stops. And I'm going to be at Leo, and I want to go to. I decided I wanted to go to series. I could prospect all these sites first. Well, I don't know if I'm going to have enough time. Series requires 4.5 burns. So 4.5 burns would be 13.5 stop, or 13.5 stops. So if I'm going to be on 11, 13.5 stops would be 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13, 14 stops. So that would bring it from 11 to 26. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 and a half stops. So it's actually 25. So I would be really heavy, but I have a great thruster. It's an 8. It's a 4 plus a 4. So no issue there. I would go down to a 6, but that's fine. I'd be able to make it there in one turn. But I would need to get 14 fuel tanks, 14 aqua. So I got a boost for 4, because that's what the mass here is 3, mass 1. So that's 4 aqua plus 4, 14 would be 18 aqua. And right now I have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I got 8 aqua. And I'm going to need 18. Oh, beautiful. All right, so we're going to now ET produce this generator again. Might as well, right? All right, we're in the red season. We are going to deliver this thing back for 3 into Leo. That is here, and we are going to roll. And that's a 4, which is, if I recall correctly, that is a pad explosion. Well. Pad explosion. Each player decommissions heaviest card in Leo. The black side card is immune. So the heaviest card, all that means is I'm going to have to boost up for more aqua. The heaviest card is a tie between the Robonaut and the Radiator. So I can choose which one. It doesn't really matter which one I choose. So I'm going to go ahead and just choose the Radiator. So decommission back into my hand. So now I need 6 aqua in order to boost up there, plus the 14 fuel. So that's 20 fuel, or 20 aqua. So I'm going to go ahead and put the generator back into my hand. and sell it for 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that gives me 16 aqua. Do any of these cards, though, give me a bonus? I thought one of these cards gives me a bonus burn, right? Wasn't there a card that gave me a bonus burn? No, I don't see any bonus burns. Can I use a Mars flyby out to series? Let's see. Where's the Mars flyby? It's right here. Actually, it does. This is a bonus burn. Wait, does that include that then? 1, 2, Lagrange, 3, bonus burn. That's the bonus burn. 4.5. I guess it does. So 1, 2, 3. That includes the bonus burn there. Yeah, so I really do need 4.5 fuel stops in order to get out there, which is 13.5 stops. And that is going to bring me to 25. So I need all these fuel tanks. You follow the red line for all those fuel tanks, and they're all just one stop. So yeah, that's I need 20 aqua. I do need 20 aqua. I think I'm going to run out of time here. One option I can do, though, is turn it into a what is it called? It's not a short game anymore. It would be called a regular. Maybe it's a regular game. I'll let you look at the appendix. So it would be let's see. I gotta get the right section here. Here we go. It would be a medium game. And I would need, 60 points for the win? Yeah, 60 plus for the win there. Because I don't think I'm going to be able to make it out there in time. I've got 16 aqua. I just did my my delivery. So it is the next year already. And I still need four more aqua in order to get out there. There's nothing I can do about that because those burns I have to make. Those are mandatory. Those are mandatory burns. There is a thing called a Venus flyby. There is a Venus flyby. And the Venus flyby is only during blue season, which is coming up. And it gives you +2. So here's one burn. You go to the Mercury flyby, and that gives you another bonus burn. So I still would have 2 burns. I can go here for 1, and then here for 1, and then go out to hold on a second. This might be interesting. 2 bonus burns. There's one of them. I get another bonus burn, so I still have 2. There's 1. There's 2. Here's a burn here. Here's Mars flyby. So I get another bonus burn. So there's 1 burn. That's the bonus. So I'm still only spending 1. 2.5. But to get to Venus flyby, I have to do 2 burns. So it's 4.5 either way. It's 4.5 either way. Going this way or going that way, it's both 4.5 burns. So I need 20 fuel right now. I need four to boost up. Wait, 6 to boost up, and 14 to fly. I definitely want to take that refinery, and I need that reactor. I don't necessarily need the cooling therm because I could ditch the cooling therm and just build the factory out there and get it done. How many turns do I have left? 1, 2, 3. Wow. Yeah. All right. You know what? Let's just, I've got 16 and I need 14 to get out there. So I can only boost up 2 mass. And I need that refinery. That's worth 3. That's 3. So yeah. Anyway, that'll be on this turn. I'm going to go ahead and sell this generator right now. That'll give me 3 aqua. That brings me to 19. Which is just 1 shy of what I really need. Here's the event. It's a 6. It's a solar flare. I'm in Leo, so I'm safe. So this operation, I'm going to go ahead and boost everything as much as I can, obviously. 5 mass. This refinery definitely needs this reactor. I don't necessarily need to bring that radiator, and I won't. So that's 4. So I'm boosting up 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That's my operation. And for a free action, I'm going to fuel my rocket. So let's figure all this stuff out. This rocket has this many cards in it, which is huge as far as I'm concerned. It's got 1, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9 mass. Doesn't have 11 anymore. It's got 9. I'm going to put this in my rocket stack. So it's got 9 dry mass. And the wet mass, again, I'm going to need to do 13.5 fuel stops in order to get to series. So that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. That'll put me on 21. So going through the fuel tanks, it's following the red line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Well, I guess it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that was 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 fuel tanks. 7 fuel tanks? No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 fuel tanks. Okay, that's more like it. So let's see if I got 12 aquas here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And I've got 4 left. $12 plus 4, 16, and I boosted up 4 for 20. Huh. I guess I had just enough. I think I've got 5. Yeah, 6, 12, 20. All right, so let's boost up this radiator as well. So we'll boost that up for 2, and we'll put in 14 fuel, 14 steps of fuel. So wet mass follows the red line, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Right there. The thrust of the rocket is my thruster. And I've got this support reactor, which is supported by this radiator. So I've got a 4 plus a 4, so that's 8. I am a tug, which is -2. So that puts my thrust at a 6, which means I can do 6 burns. And my rocket is now at Leo. And I am going to move my rocket. Finally, another rocket with a ton of stuff on it. And we are going to go ahead and move this thing. So we're going to go to the cycler. And that cost me 3 burns, or 3 stops. 1, 2, 3. That's 1 burn. We're going to go to Geo. And that is another. Holy crap. There's like 2 pivots that I have to make over there as well. Maybe series is not where I want to go after all, because now I don't really have enough moves unless I go to a medium game, which I could do. And I'm going to do that. So we're going to put another chit on, and we're going to go to a medium game. All right. Now, I just I went to Geo, and I need to make my other 1, 2, 3, my other burn there. Go to Lagrange, make another burn here. 1, 2, 3. Go through Mars flyby, get a bonus burn. Here's the bonus burn. And I'm going to wait at this pivot because I can't really spend more fuel because I need to make a burn and a half. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, and 1 and a half. So I'm not even going to have enough for another burn. So that's the reason why I had to do that. And I'm going to have to stop at that pivot. And so I did my operation of boosting. I did my movement. That's the end of the turn. Now we're in blue season. And we don't have an event right now. So without a burn, we're going to move to this pivot point here. And for an operation, I don't have anything I don't have any aqua left over. So I can't take a card. I can do a factory refill. Oh, I know what the issue was. I took one of the fuels from the outpost that was still there, and I actually accidentally moved into my bank, which is right here. So I actually have 1 less tank of fuel. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so there. And I made 2 burns. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, good. Right? Because I was on 23 before, right? Was I? How many did I have? I had 12, 14. I put in 14, but I should have been able to only put in 13. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay. And then made 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 burns. Okay. And then I'll go 1, 2, 3, and then 1 burn and a half. And I'll still be able to make it there. Okay. This is good. We're doing everything by the book. We're all good. So we're sitting out there at the pivot. And for my operation, I could do another factory refill there. I could take 1 aqua for my to my bank so I could take a card. Do we have any C cards out there? There is a C card here. So I could ET produce that, then refill it, and then bring it back and sell it for more aqua. I don't know if I'm going to need much more aqua though. But just because I don't want to lose an operation, I'm just going to take one aqua. All right, moving on to the next year. There's an event. It's 5. It's anarchy, which means that my faction privilege is gone, but that doesn't really matter, as you know. So for my movement, here's a burn here. So that's 1, 2, 3. And then I can go here, and this is the Geffion family of asteroids. So that's kind of cool. I'm at the Geffion family of asteroids. I could immediately go and land on Ceres if I want to, but I don't want to because there is a 1 hydration here, a 3 hydration here, and a 3 hydration here. And I've got this Robonaut here, which is the best white card Robonaut in the game, which is an ISRU value of 1, which means that anything with a hydration equal to or greater than, I can prospect. So that means I can prospect this, this, and this. I cannot prospect that. I don't have any modifiers, so I can't prospect that one, but I can prospect these 3 at a distance because I got the ray gun, and there's no line of sight problems there. So I can prospect all 3 of those sites and roll for each of them. And what I have to do is I've got to roll a 3 or less, a 1 or less, or a 2 or less. And if I do that, then I can claim the site. If I don't, then I bust the site. And this Robonaut needs a generator that's a pulse generator, and I've got that in my stack. And it needs 1 cooling therm, and I've got that right there. I've also got a 2 as well. So I am good to go with this. So I'm going to roll 3 times, and I need to call which one is for which. So I'm just going to start with the hardest one, which is a 1C. I'm trying for a 1. Nope, that's a 3. That side is busted, which is not a point for me. I'm going to roll for the 2. It's a 1, which is great. So I claim that site. And now I'm going to roll for the 3. And I got a 5. That one's busted. So I got 1 out of 3 sites. And that was my prospecting operation. So next turn. So anyway, that would be the end of the game for the short game. And I would basically end up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, plus the factory, which is worth 8. The C factory, which is worth 8. So that'd be 15 plus my glory chit would be 16 points. So I did not even get half of the points that I needed to get to win the game. So that makes sense. My very first core game, and I did not win. But let's see if I can win the medium game. We'll go to the next year. We'll take off this glory chit. That's not a glory chit. That's just a chit. We don't have an event. We've got 12 years to go here, and that's it, 12 turns. And that'll be the end of it. So I prospected. I could go to this. I could go just land on that S site right now without any problems whatsoever. And not even go to Ceres if I don't want to. Because, when I think about it, this is a C site. The only reason why I like that is because there's this submarine on there, and I can get 2 extra points for colonizing it. But if I do that and build a factory, then this C is going to go down to 5. And I'm only going to get 5 points. This over here, though, is an S site. So I can get 8 more there. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead for my movement. I'm going to land. on that S site, and it's a 2 site, and I've got plenty of well, I can adjust my my thrust because I'm actually at a -1, so it's 8 minus 1, which is 7. 7's way greater than 2, so I can just land there without a problem. It doesn't cost any fuel as well. Landing on a site or taking off from a site doesn't take any fuel unless you go onto a lander burn space, but this one is not. It's just a regular circle here. And it's not even a hazard circle. It's just a circle. So I'm on the site, and I can do an operation. Since I've already claimed it, now I can do I can build a factory. And I want to build a factory and I guess I got to use my Robonaut here, which uses my generator, my pulse generator, and I need 2 therms of cooling. This doesn't mean 3 total; it just means 2. That one is just 1, so that's 2 therms of cooling they can share. But I need a reactor, either a bomb reactor or a squiggly line reactor. And I want to keep my squiggly line reactor for my thruster. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the bomb reactor. And the bomb reactor doesn't need anything. And then I need 2 therms of cooling, and that'll be this guy right there. So my rocket is there. I'm going to use these 4 cards in order to create a factory. Those cards go into my hand, and I create an S factory on that site. And that gives me 9 more points because I get 1 for the cube, and then I get 8 for the S at the end of the game. So that just bumped me up pretty good right there. So that just got me 9 more points, and I had 16? I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, plus the rocket 7, plus 8, 15, plus a glory chip 16, plus now the factory 17, plus 8 more is 25. So I'm at 25. I'm getting there. That is that. Do I want to move at this point? I think I did move on to the site to begin with. So that was that turn. Here's the event. It's a 1, which is inspiration. So we are going to change all these cards out. Another solar sail, looks like. A Robonaut. That guy there. Reactor. A +7. Wow, that's a bomb reactor. The +7. And a radiator with 3 or 2 cooling therms. Doesn't really matter. I don't think I'm going to use that at all. All right. That is the event. And for my next trick, no, for my operation, I can do a couple of things. Number 1, I can build a colony and get another point. That would decommission my crew back to Leo if I want to build a colony there. It's not one of those special sites that will give me anything more points for colonizing it. It just gives me 1 point. I could do a factory refuel, and I can go somewhere else. Problem is, I don't really have anything. I don't have a Robonaut to prospect, so that's not going to do me much good. This thruster uses this reactor, so I mean, I can go somewhere. This reactor needs 1 cooling therm, and that's this guy right there. So I'm still operational with my rocket. I can go places. I have this refinery. If I can ET produce, a Robonaut out there, then I can have a Robonaut to take with me. What was my Robonaut anyway? These are all out there. I got this generator. What was that for? Why did I take this generator with me? What was the importance of that generator? Did anybody use that generator? No? I guess I just took it because it was a mass zero. I don't know. Not sure. I mean, it is a Pac-Man, so if I found, I guess. I don't know why I took that generator. It was a zero mass. Oh, it was to get rid of my cards out of my hand. Yeah. So I just took it along with me. Well, that's fine. It wasn't doing anything bad. Notice that I went through all those radiation. I went through that radiation area without rolling because my thrust was so high. Just FYI. Yeah, what I need is a Robonaut so I can go prospect somewhere else. Let's see here. This is all sitting in my rocket. And this is what's sitting in my hand. Very fortunately, my Robonaut is an S Robonaut. So I can ET produce this thing that is going to still need this pulse generator, which I do not have out there, but my generator is also an S. So I can ET produce that as well. And I can have a generator with my Robonaut. So that was I didn't even look at that, but that is very fortunate. And that's exactly what you would do in this circumstance. You'd look at those cards and you'd say, okay, yeah, I can change that back into this and that. So for this turn, we are going to ET produce this Robonaut. And that is an operation. And it is called ET production. Bring a single card to your hand into play, black side up at one of your factories. Place the card in an outpost stack. The spectral type must match the spectral type of the factory. It can only produce cards on their black side. So there you have it. And it can move at the same time. But right now, I don't want to move because I don't have anything to support this Robonaut when I turn right now. So this is what we're going to do. This Robonaut is also a dirt thruster. So I can actually get dirt in my rocket and actually use this thruster instead of the other one. And the other one, but the problem with that is that the support for this reactor here, this would not factor in because it's not being used in the support chain for this thruster. So yeah, I would only get 4 out of it instead of 8, but I would have dirt, and then I would be able to get dirt, tons of dirt. I can fill it all the way to the top if I want. And I would have tons of dirt to go wherever I want, but only in a 4 rocket. Well, 4 thrust, but it would be going down to 3 because it would be very heavy. Or actually going down to 2. Anyway, I'm going to ET produce this guy here on Outpost 2. So now I have my second outpost way out here in the series zone. Oh, by the way, I do get a glory chit for being out in the series zone. It's on my rocket right now. So if I bring that back, it would be worth 2 points. If I decommission, I can't decommission my crew without committing a felony, and I'm not in anarchy right now. So, yeah. Or am I in anarchy? The event, until the sunspot cycle exits blue. I guess right now I actually am in anarchy. And do I want to move that crew? I don't think so. I think I want to keep that crew with me because I don't want to get a glitch and then have that be a problem. So I'm going to keep my crew out there. All right, so I have my outpost. I ET produced. I don't want to move. That's the end of the turn. We're going to move into the yellow. And for this turn, we are going to ET produce my generator. Because I need this in order to... Oh, this is a problem. This generator needs 2 cooling therms. This reactor is an S. It would only need still 1 cooling therm, and it would turn it into a +2, but a half a step of fuel modifier. So I'd bring my 3 down to a 1.5. That's pretty cool. I would have to decommission that into my hand, which I can do at any time. The problem is this generator. Because my guy here needs a pulse generator, and this needs 2 therms of cooling, and my 2 therms of cooling are sitting over here. So actually I need an M site. There was an M site, a 5M over here. If we go there and build a factory, I can bring that there. The problem is, in order to build a factory, I need to have a Robonaut, and because I need to prospect first, and then I can build a factory and ditch the Robonaut. But I can't do that because it needs this generator. Holy cow, and this generator needs 2 therms of cooling. Wow. So what I guess what I'm going to have to do is bring another rocket out there. Or I can bring the rocket back home. Or I can bring the rocket back home. Yeah. The interesting thing about this is that if I ET produce this card, it goes onto that site, into my outpost, and I can put it onto my rocket, so I don't need to boost it up into Leo, but it does cost 2 mass, so it cost me 2. Or I could decommission this reactor and put it into my stack. So I can decommission it real quick and then just ET produce it. And then bring the rocket back home. Do I want to change this generator? Well, it no longer needs a reactor. That's pretty good. That might be worth it right there. Yeah, so I'm going to decommission that and put it into an ET produce it, put it in my rocket stack. I'm not going to move because I'm going to ET produce this generator as well and get that thing out there. So next year, 4, which is a pad explosion, I believe. Let's see here. 4 pad explosion space debris. Each player decommissions the card with the highest mass in Leo. I don't have anything in Leo. Hey, for once, I'm safe from a pad explosion. What do you know? All right, cool. I'm going to go ahead and ET produce this card, this generator, this on this S site. These are all S's, which is great. Look at that. I got tons. I'm going to put all these guys in my rocket. So we're going to recalculate the mass. That's a 2, 5, 6, 8. It's an 8 mass. So we're going to go down by 1, which means we're going to go down by 1 here on the red. Okay. And I'm going to need 1, 2, bonus, 3, 4 burns to get back to Leo, so I can pick up my radiator. So I need 4 burns, and things have changed a little bit in terms of thrusting. I'm not using this generator as a support because my thruster doesn't need that. Only my Robonaut does. I actually can prospect right now because this generator only needs 1 cooling therm, and I've got it right there. So I can prospect. I can go somewhere and prospect. What I can't do, though, is build hold on a second. This Robonaut can use this generator. This generator can use this cooling therm. This cooling, and I need a refinery. And the refinery needs a reactor. That. Actually, I've got everything that I need right now. I don't need two cooling therms. Why? Because I ET produced that card. I've got everything that I need. Oh, this is great. So I can go somewhere else now and build another factory. Okay. So for my thruster, I could use the Robonaut. Well, wait a minute. If I use the Robonaut, look at this. If I use the Robonaut, it's got this pulse generator, and this pulse generator here gives me +4 and a 1 modifier, so it's a 4-2, and it is a dirt rocket. I don't have much wet mass in there right now for aqua, and it basically goes to the worst type of fuel, so that'd be dirt. But I could do a dirt site refuel here and go anywhere I want, basically. Or if I don't want to do that, I could still use this thruster and use it with this reactor, with this radiator therm here. And then I would have a 6 thrust minus, well, right now -1, so that'd be a 5. But I would have only 1.5 stops of fuel, 3 plus and times the 1.5. So do I want to have a 8 base thruster with a 2 stop burn with dirt, or do I want a 6 base thruster with a 1.5 burn water? That is the question. I don't know. I don't know which one's better. I did the event and I ET produced the card, and now I can move. And the question is, do I want to move right now? Because if I move somewhere, I need fuel. And a dirt thruster can use water. So, because it's a higher grade of fuel, so it can use it. So I could do the 2 stops with a 7 thrust, 1, 2. It only give me 1 burn somewhere though, and that would be this 1 burn here, and then I would go here, here, or here, and anywhere else I would go is a burn. Well, actually, here to here is not a burn, and I can prospect a whole bunch of things. That is a hazard roll, though. Interesting thoughts. Anyway, I guess we'll just call it here for this episode, and we will stay on this year, and I'll figure out where I'm going to move, and we'll do that at the beginning of the next part, which will be the last part, the finale. I hope you're enjoying this. I mean, I'm enjoying this. This is a lot of thinking, but it's a lot of fun, and so many different options. I just love this game. All right. Well, thanks for watching.